Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to talk about the actual cost for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 56-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to know is you can go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way, and click the coverage amount. Just put your birthday in here, click the Get Quotes, and it'll take you to a page that shows all the best insurance companies in your state with all the best rates. And you will have insider knowledge. You can see the same pricing that we have access to and be an educated buyer. You can also call us at 888-862-9456 if you'd like to speak with a licensed agent. But really, the first thing you need to ask yourself if you're looking for around $15,000 worth of insurance is that going to be enough for your needs? Now, if you're going to be cremated, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now, that's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. So obviously, $15,000 is more than enough. In fact, many would say you'd probably be a little bit overinsured. But, if you plan on living a long time, looking at $10,000 to $15,000 may not be a bad idea. Now, if you're going to have some sort of celebration of life or remembrance ceremony, and that's going to be between probably $3,500 to $4,500. So $10,000 is enough. But again, if you live a long time, then you might want to look at that $15,000 just to make sure if you lived at like 66 or 76 or even 86, that's going to be enough coverage. Now, the one thing we always tell people you should absolutely get is first day coverage or benefits. And that's what we specialize with at Funeral Funds of America. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, I want first day coverage, but those policies ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health. And what we tell them is, yeah, they do ask health questions, but we work with enough different insurance companies. Typically, we don't have any issues getting people first day coverage or benefits. And, the only reason we wouldn't is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like maybe you've got a terminal illness and you're going to not live the next 12 months, or you have dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home. So it'd have to be something really quite significant like that. Also, we'll get calls from folks, and it seems like once a week, actually, where somebody will say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week, and they didn't have insurance, and we don't have any money, and the body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home's not going to do anything until they get a check. So we need to get this insurance really quick and get that check to pay the funeral home. And we have to tell them that there's no insurance company in the United States that will issue a policy on a dead person and pay out right away. That's not how this insurance works. And it's really terrible that the person who died didn't, think about their family far enough in advance to see this coming and know, kind of understand not only the financial burden, but the emotional burden that, these people are trying to come up with money while the body's down at the funeral home. So it's a tough deal. Don't be that person. Just get this insurance. It's affordable for just about everyone here. Now, what we don't recommend is getting 2-year waiting period policies. And there's a bunch of companies out there. Colonial Penn's pretty well known. Their $9.95 plan. It's a 2-year waiting period plan. And, they advertise all the time on TV. Seems like they got a commercial every 7 minutes going. But, yeah, it's a 2-year waiting period. What that means is if you die of a health or medical reason in that first 2 years, it's not going to pay out any life insurance death benefit at all. So, ouch. That's why you want first day coverage. Now, there's other companies out there too, like Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha is their brand, and then AIG, Gerber. And there's other companies out there too. That's the only thing they sell is 2-year waiting period policies. And some of these companies have done a pretty fantastic job at convincing people over age 50 that the only thing they'll ever qualify for is a 2-year waiting period policy. And we go, nothing could be further from the truth because we help people with first day coverage all day long. So don't do that. Now, let's try to find out, what $15,000 worth of insurance would be with like Colonial Penn. Now, the first thing you got to understand, it's per unit pricing. So you always end up with like goofy numbers like $1,370. And just keep in mind that a 56-year-old male can't get $15,000 even coverage. So let's see. I'm going to guess. I don't know. Let's 10 units would be roughly 13,000. So 11. There we go. So there you go. That's actually pretty close for Colonial Penn. $15,070 for 11 units, but it's going to be $109 for a 56-year-old. Is that a good deal? Let's find out. Let's compare it to first day coverage. So we've got 15,000 right here, male, age 56. We are going to go click get quote. We're going to come back and just double check this. Again, I'm going to round this to 110. Whoops, there we go. $110 for roughly 15,000. And we come here and we can see we get that same $15,000 in coverage with first day coverage for $50. So when you look at that, it's 50 versus 100. You know, the Colonial Penn is literally 200% more expensive, and it's got a 2-year waiting period, and you're going to overpay on that pricing for the rest of your life with that policy. So it gets really expensive. So again, 50 to 110, that's $60. That's $720 more a year, roughly. If you live another 10 years, that's $7,200 you've overpaid on a $15,000 policy. Why would you do such nonsense? Why would you overpay? We're not saying Colonial Penn's a bad company, but that's a pretty expensive premium when you could do so much better, especially considering that, you'll be overpaying your entire life. It could get massively more expensive. So just be an educated shopper. Let's go back and take a look here. Maybe some other companies that advertise quite a bit. And here, Lincoln Heritage. They advertise quite a bit. Fine company, level coverage. They're just more expensive. And the reason is they've got a plan out there where when you pass away, that they will call 2 or 3 different funeral homes or something like that, and do some other things maybe too. But, you pay for that service in higher premiums. So it's not free. So there's $76 versus, $50. So I'm just going to round that to an even number. That's round it down to $25. That's going to be $300 more a year. And that's going to be $3,000 more after 10 years. So ask yourself this. Is it worth $3,000 for an insurance company to make 2 or 3 phone calls, maybe do a couple other things? A lot of people would say, no, that's pretty darn expensive. So what we do at Funeral Funds is we provide free of charge, actually, a funeral and estate planning guide. And you can just fill that out. Who gets what goes where you want your arrangements taken care of, kind of what your final wishes are. And we recommend you just keep that with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, your family's got all the things they need to make sure that your final wishes are complete. And you take the financial burden off them with the policy, and you take the emotional burden off them with the funeral and estate planning guide. And you save a whole bunch of money over the years too. And why wouldn't you want to save money? It makes no sense to overpay on insurance. So go to our website, Funeral Funds of America. We've got these quoters on every page. You can call one of our licensed agents at 888-862-9456. And, whether you've got an existing policy that you want to add coverage to, or just price check, or you want a brand new policy, or you just want information, just reach out to us. We look forward to helping you out with this. And until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.